As I imagine might be the case for many of you, this time of year is very special. Holidays with young children for me, the coming of the new year, and then the recent passing of Solstice. It's all very poignant. Solstice in particular is really meaningful for me and always has been. This may be in part because I live in Maine, where the dance between light and dark is always taking place, but is very prominent in the winter, where darkness seems to descend sooner and sooner. So I celebrate knowing that longer and lighter days are soon on the horizon. However, this year, solstice and this time of year have felt especially impactful. And I think this has to do with the year that I've gone through, that we all have, and what has transpired in our world. The dance between light and dark has been particularly evident and impactful. I've seen poignant examples of the best and worst of humanity continuing to play out. As it relates to darkness, COVID is a prime example. So many of us have been impacted in one way or another by this virus, as we felt the indescribable pain and suffering, hardship and adversity that so many people have gone through, myself included, having lost some loved ones as well. Furthermore, the darkness has shown itself in 2020 as we've seen the continued results and effects of climate change as they continue to spiral out of control, crying out for our attention. Not to mention, in my own life, resilience has been the theme of the year as I've gone through physical and relational, internal struggles and beyond. I've really felt the darkness as well. However, as I look back on the year, I have seen many examples of lightness illuminating the darkness and shadow. I see people coming together to support and serve each other, strangers and loved ones alike. I've seen people rallying together. There's new and emergent leadership that has shown itself this past year and is on the horizon as well. People are getting clear about what's really important, including this is loved ones, quality time, and fortunately a recognition of the value and importance of nature as well. And so now, as we get ready to transition into 2021, I feel myself pulled in both directions of the emerging light that is already taking place and is on the horizon, while the recognition that darkness isn't going anywhere. In terms of the light, there is a vaccine that I am grateful for and know that I will be receiving at some point in 2021. Increasing daylight during my days, which I celebrate and am thankful for. The leadership that I mentioned that is ongoing and new, that I think will bring some of the changes that we're needing. The recognition that climate change really needs direct, immediate action right now to avert the worst of the potential outcomes that could face us. And yet darkness isn't going anywhere. Where I live, I know that it's going to be a long time before it's light at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Furthermore, darkness is going to show in a lot of other ways. A COVID winter is already happening and doesn't show any signs of abating. There's going to be continued loss for so many people that just drives deeper and deeper the pains that many of us have felt. Not to mention that the shadow, the psychological shadow that I see in individuals and communities and society that characterize institutions and leadership and otherwise, that's not going anywhere. That leads to inequalities, intolerance, divisiveness, and beyond. These winds are here and they're not going anywhere for a while. So I've been really reflecting during this time of year, how do I move forward, dancing between light and dark, giving darkness its honoring and due, to learn from it, to hopefully take lessons that can be used to foster greater healing and regeneration, change and transformation that is so needed. However, I also don't want to give in to all the negative media cycles that characterize social media and otherwise. So what do? I found recently inspiration from the singer-songwriter Carrie Newcomer, who has 2 songs that speak directly to this. They are entitled Lean Into the Light and A Light in the Window. And this to me speaks to the path forward that I'm hoping to follow, that I hope humanity and our planet will as well. And that is to, yes, honor the darkness, recognize where it's showing up, learn from it, but most importantly, see where there's examples of light. Bring our efforts and our attention to support those, like the fires that need more kindling and fuel. So let's get close to the light, lean into it, let ourselves be warmed. And in that way, we can hopefully be inspired so that we ourselves can be lights in the windows, individually, in the groups and communities that we're a part of, that we can illuminate the darkness. And in particular for me, I hope to do that with the Eco-Psychology Initiative. We have tried this past year to offer programming that is of service to each of you who've joined us and the wider planet that is needed. And that is our intention and commitment as we move into 2021, to continue to explore the intersection of nature and psychology and spirituality as it pertains to the really pertinent subjects of leadership and resilience, healing, climate change, regeneration, organizations, and otherwise. So we're going to keep with this. We hope we can be a light in the window, but I also want to take this time to thank all of you who have joined us in this past year in the various ways, whether it's participating in programming, communications, engaging with us in social media, or otherwise. You have helped us to lean into the light. You have given us a light in the window to keep going. And I, both as part of Eco-Psychology Initiative and personally, have found great support and strength from that. And I want you to know how much I thank you. And I see you. And it's not just for how you've engaged with our community, but I see how you're engaging with your communities, being lights in the windows of showing up in service in so many ways, whether that involves eco-psychology or not. And so I encourage you to keep going, keep leaning into the light, offering illumination in the darkness, and knowing that collectively we can bring about the change that we are wanting for 2021 and beyond, for ourselves and our communities, for the planet, for future generations. So thank you. Keep going, remembering these adages. Dance with the light and the dark. Remember that nature knows the way. Feel my gratitude for all that you've contributed to us. Stay connected. And in the meantime, be well. May the end of this year go seamlessly. And may we start this new year in just the ways that we want. Be well.